In June 2020, Sony hosted the Future of Gaming show, giving gamers their first official look at the upcoming PlayStation 5 and the games that they'd be enjoying on the new console. While titles such as Spider-Man Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Horizon Forbidden West certainly wowed fans with their impressive graphics and gameplay, one game certainly stood out as a bit different than the others: Bugsnax. Coming from developer Young Horses, the creators of the surprise hit Octodad, Bugsnax wasn't particularly awe-inspiring with its graphics, nor did the trailer have enough gameplay footage to give viewers a real taste of what exactly it was. However, the trailer did have cute Muppet-like characters, googly-eyed bug and food hybrid animal creatures, and a really catchy theme song by the band Kero Kero Bonito. As a result, Bugsnax received some very mixed opinions after the showcase, with gamers both praising and bemoaning the admittedly amateurish and cutesy design. It was at that moment I knew Bugsnax would be the perfect fit for Trash or Treasure. Before we begin, please subscribe to my gaming review channel where I dive into all matter of video games, and let me know what other games you'd like to see me cover in the comments below. Bugsnax casts players as a struggling reporter who has been invited by the famed explorer Elizabeth Megafig to come to the newly discovered Snaktooth Island and document her latest discovery, the titular Bugsnax. These curious inhabitants of the remote island all appear and taste just like various food items, from mouth-watering baby back ribs to silky smooth ice cream. In addition to tasting irresistibly good, consuming a Bugsnax causes a body part of a person to change into that food, suggesting that these delicious critters hold some kind of special powers. The protagonist's supervisor, though, isn't convinced that this latest discovery is newsworthy. As she puts it, Lisbeth has a history of sensationalizing her rather mundane findings, and thus believes that covering this event will only come back to bite them. Nevertheless, the player character chooses to make the journey to Snaktooth Island in order to write the story of a lifetime. Upon arrival, however, the player realizes that Lisbeth has gone missing, and as a result, the group of adventurers that accompanied her have all disbanded due to growing tensions in the gang. In order to uncover the truth of the peculiar Bugsnax on Snaktooth Island, the player must unite the group of explorers, solve their problems, and ultimately find Elizabeth Megafig. Bugsnax is brimming with personality, which is in no small part to the charming Muppet-like crew of explorers. Called Grumbles, these creatures all have wild names such as Snorpy Fizzlebean, Beffica Winklesnoot, and Chandlo Funkbun, and their personalities are just as outlandish. Chandlo, for instance, is your typical bro who loves exercise and shooting hoops, although he has a tendency to lose his balls in the trees. Yeah, he's not a very good shot. Likewise, Snorpy is an eccentric inventor who ascribes to the most outrageous conspiracy theories.
Snorpy? Snorpy! Bro, Snorpy, get out here! I'm sorry, Chandlo, I'm not coming outside. I'm this close to finishing my next invention. Return to your lifting in peace.
Snorpy, we talked about this, bro. You gotta go outside at least 1 hour a day. Gotta get some fresh air, dog.
Yes, what I'll get is the attention of the Grumpinati.
Beffica is the town gossip whose goal is to amass dirt on everyone and anyone she meets.
I'm Beffica Winklesnoot, and I know everything about everybody.
You also have Snorpy's brother, Floofty Fizzlebean, who's a dedicated scientist and is condescending to those he believes are beneath him, which is just about everybody.
Despite your lack of any and all useful skills, I require your assistance.
Then you have the folksy, if not old-fashioned, farmer Wambish Troubleham.
Seems you're getting along just fine. Farm's doing okay on my end. Shindigs like this don't sit right with me. Feels like I should be getting work done.
And his archaeologist wife Triffany Lottablog.
I'm Triffany Lottablog. You caught me doing some archaeology. Try not to step on the skulls, yeah?
The bug-loving Gramble Giggle Funny, who refuses to eat Bugsnax, but instead care for them as pets.
Well, they're just the cutest little things, aren't they? I don't understand how anybody could look into their googly little eyes and want to eat them.
The extravagant musician Wiggle Wigglebottom.
Oh, I can see you're utterly starstruck. Don't fret, darling. I always have time for my fans.
The prophetic self-help guru Shelda.
In seeking inner peace, Shelda has renounced material temptations. So it is that Shelda is really grumping hungry.
The frazzled yet loyal partner to Lizbert, Eggabell Batternugget.
Lizbert said I didn't have to come, that she'd be back to see me whenever she could, but I wasn't gonna let myself get left behind.
And the shifty salesman, Cromdo Face.
Friend, have I got a bridge to sell you? Beautiful, isn't it? Hardwood? New construction, huh? Oh, baby, what a bridge! All yours for just 100 Bugsnax. What do you say?
Lastly, there's Filbo Fiddlepie, who is the self-appointed mayor of the Snacktooth Island expedition, who has great intentions and boundless optimism, but is terrible at just about everything that he does.
Oh, sorry, I was too busy dying to introduce myself. I'm Filbo Fiddlepie. I'm the, mayor around here. Sorry if this is a stupid question, but, what are you doing out here?
The Grumbles are supported by top-notch writing, elevating them from simple Muppet knockoffs to bona fide stars in their own right. Their stories are complex, they have feelings and motivations, they love, they hate, they're so much more than just cute, funny little guys for your amusement. It helps, too, that they are portrayed by a veteran voice cast that includes such acclaimed talent like Max Middleman, Helen Sadler, Sam Riegel, Roger Craig Smith, Fred Tatasciore, Cassandra Lee Morris, Yuri Lowenthal, and Deborah Wilson, among others. Even the adorable Bugsnax, who only utter their names like the Pokemon that obviously helped inspire them, are brought to life by notable voice actors that have the experience to deliver subtle depth by uttering just a single word. The writers have also created a surprisingly deep and sometimes dark plot in Bugsnax. Yeah, you heard that right. The game about catching butterflies that look like cheesy poofs with googly eyes slapped on them actually has a meaningful story behind it. It takes some time for the lighthearted layers to peel away, but if you stick with it, you'll uncover that the inhabitants of Snacktooth Isle have some serious personal issues to work out, and that this cute little facade isn't everything that it seems. Bugsnax developers should also be applauded for how wonderfully they captured diversity with its Grumble cast. Going with colorful, puppet-like creatures allows for the cast to represent all races equally. Even more, the game includes 2 same-sex couples, along with 1 non-binary Grumble. This is handled expertly, as the game never makes any of these things an issue, but simply presents them as perfectly normal and common. We could all probably learn a thing or two from Grumble society. With that being said, if same-sex couples or they-them pronouns trigger you, then you might want to stay away. Players will be spending the majority of the game completing quests for the Grumbles, most of which include either photographing, capturing, or otherwise using the titular Bugsnax in some creative way. There are over 100 tasty little critters for you to discover across the island, spread across nearly a dozen different zones, and each with their own unique traits. Some Bugsnax will only appear at night or during the day. Some may hide if they spot you, while others will chase you down at first sight. Exploiting their behaviors is key to adding them to your collection. Using sauces is perhaps the most valuable tool in your arsenal. Across the island you will find sauce plants growing, which will give you access to such things as ketchup, chocolate, and cheese, and you can launch these from your slingshot. Perhaps you want to lure with some ranch a fiery Bugsnax towards some water so that they can cool down, or maybe you want to coat a rock with some ketchup so an aggressive Bugsnax will charge right into it. There are many fun ways of using sauce to capture your targets, with the game not just encouraging experimentation, but demanding it. Other Bugsnax catching gadgets include a trap that can be triggered when a Bugsnax gets close, a tripwire that can cause some unsuspecting Bugsnax to trip, a grappler to grab onto things far away and pull it towards you, a springboard that can launch things to a desired point, and a train Bugsnax inside of a ball that you can command to enter small spaces or function as a mobile lure. I mentioned before about aggressive Bugsnax, and these were the only real annoying things that I encountered in the game. Sometimes these angry little fellas can be a bit too upset to see you and will chase you down relentlessly, knocking you around, stunning you for several seconds, and otherwise ruining a perfectly laid out plan. Fortunately, you can't die in Bugsnax, so taking damage only serves as a mild inconvenience. There are also bosses. These are all mostly found towards the end of the game, but add exciting new challenges for you to complete. Each boss is laid out like a puzzle, requiring you to determine how best to chip away at these hulking creatures and bring them down to a more manageable bite size. This can include taunting them to run into traps, or launching other Bugsnax into them, or using their numerous smaller spawn to your advantage. The zones you'll be exploring are nice, though a bit on the small side. These areas include sunny beaches, wooded forests, barren gorges, and snowy peaks, all consisting of their own unique set of tasty fauna to capture. Though diverse in their offerings, zones are pretty confined, with players being able to scout out the entire area in a matter of minutes. Nabbing all the Bugsnax, of course, will take longer, but larger zones with creatures distributed more evenly about might have been more enjoyable. The village of Snaxburg serves as a central hub for your adventure. It starts off pretty vacant, but as you visit each zone and locate the missing Grumbles and complete their quests, this little community slowly grows into a happening place. In addition to taking on side quests, you can donate caught Bugsnax to the corral, replenish your sauce supplies, and just chat with the resident Grumbles for some amusing conversations. You are also gifted a home in Snaxburg that you can freely decorate with the rewards you receive from side quests. Initially, you'll have few options for your single room shack, but you can eventually work yourself up to a multi-tiered hut of your dreams with plenty of fun items to deck it out with. Speaking of side quests, there are over 100 optional challenges and tasks for you to complete. These range from finding certain elusive Bugsnax to feeding a character a particular one based simply on a vague description, to photographing rare events, finding hidden items, and more. You'll constantly be gaining these as you play through the game, and they can be fun diversions to undertake while you make progress on the main storyline. Feeding characters Bugsnax seems like a major component of the game. It's featured heavily in the trailers after all, but it has little gameplay effect. As I said earlier, if a Grumble eats a Bugsnax, a body part will adapt properties of the bug ingested. You can give a Grumble a cherry nose, for example, with a cucumber body, banana ears, ice cream scooped hair, and carrot arms. The protagonist can't eat Bugsnax though, because they're allergic for some reason, so you can't bite into a curly fry Bugsnax and get springy legs, for instance. It can be fun to customize the Grumbles, and you will need to for some quests, but that's about it. In April of 22, a free DLC upgrade was released, introducing a new biome and much more content. Titled The Isle of Big Snacks, this new area features giant creatures that dwarf the normal Bugsnax you find in the base game, and thus require more inventive strategies to catch them for study. Most of these larger Bugsnax you encounter feel akin to mini-bosses, and is an excellent way to give players a late-game challenge. The DLC also provides over 100 new challenges and side quests to complete, nearly 200 decorations to collect and display, and the inclusion of tiny wearable hats for the Bugsnax corralled in Snaxburg. Sometimes you'll discover a wild Bugsnax running around with a little hat on its head, and after capturing them, you'll unlock it for others to wear. You can also gain new hats by completing some of the new quests that have been added as well. While Bugsnax was a PS5 launch title, it never really took advantage of the new technology in any meaningful way. The graphics are quite simple, likely by design, and won't excite anyone playing on any system. The new rumble technology of the DualSense controller also isn't utilized in any way. The only improvement I can see are faster loading times, which shave a few seconds off when compared to its last-gen counterpart. Bugsnax also launched on Mac and PC, and later arrived on Xbox One and Series XS, as well as the Switch, and there aren't any notable differences between versions, with only the Switch having some slight stuttering and pop-in issues. Music and sound are very well done. This shouldn't be all that surprising considering that the main theme is a real bop. Composer Seth Parker has filled the soundtrack with a funky yet strange mix of sounds that is every bit as fun as it is otherworldly. It honestly reminds me of the soundtrack for the game High on Life, which I reviewed earlier this year, so if you played that and like what you heard there, then you'll dig the trippy music here too. Bugsnax may appear cute and silly, perhaps a Pokemon Snap ripoff at first glance, but it's really a quality gaming experience that is fit for most all ages. Younger audiences will love the cute art style, silly characters, and simple yet challenging gameplay, while adults will come to appreciate many of the more complex nuances that linger just beneath the surface, as well as greater challenge of completing all of the game's numerous tasks. Don't let first impressions steer you away, but instead book an extended visit to the island full of Bugsnax. Thank you all for watching. Please hit like, hit subscribe if you aren't already a subscriber, and thank you so much to all of those that are. Shout out to my patrons Late to Gaming, Celeste R, Stoy J, David L, Dan M, and Josh M. If you'd like to join them and gain advanced access to my videos, behind the scenes footage, and previews for upcoming videos, then please consider donating to my Patreon. For just $1, you can enjoy all of my Patreon benefits. Links to that and my social media pages are listed on the left and in the description below. Thank you once again, and take care, everyone.